The recent addition of copper armor to Minecraft added a new, weak, useless and frankly disappointing armor piece that is designed to be left among tens of thousands of other inventory garbage. And seriously, do you really wear anything except netherite armor after fully beating the game? I think I know the answer. So while Minecraft had seen massive updates in the transportation and even bigger changes in its weaponry sector with an addition of spear, there is one area that I believe is so overlooked that 99% of players don't even notice any problem with it, just because they're so used to it. In this video, we will go through why Minecraft armor might be fatal to the game, what is the secret mechanic that could revolutionize armor, and how could Mojang finally fix it. So let's get straight into it. Before diving into tons of suggestions on how to finally balance each armor type, we need to clearly understand the problem that we need to fix. Right now, we can say that there are only 3 types of armor in the game: iron, diamond, and netherite. These 3 types of armor account for everything that the player needs at every stage of the game. Iron armor gives a decent protection against hostile mobs like zombies, skeleton, and creepers, and can be obtained by just having some coal, wood, and stone. Diamond one gives more protection and durability, which is perfectly suited for killing Ender Dragon, for example. And lastly is netherite, which requires significant time and tools to be obtained, but in exchange gives the player a universal protection from every threat that might be encountered. You see, the problem is that I have nothing to say about chainmail, copper, leather, and even gold armor, since they do not provide any proper protection or buff that might be useful in some stages of the game. Yeah, initially, Mojang's intended armor system should go like this. You spawn near trees, you get an axe, kill the cow and get your first piece of protection. You then go into the cave, but not far deep, because apparently it is so dangerous to mine some iron, so you go and grab some copper. With this set of protection, you are now ready to go deeper to get some iron, which spawns less frequently than copper, but provides better protection and durability. You build a house, build a farm, live for around 200 days in order to be ready for mining diamonds and start looking for some. Once you got a full enchanted diamond kit, you're now ready to go to the end and complete tens of thousands of other steps before getting your first netherite. Do you really beat Minecraft like this? Yeah, I might understand that apparently some of you might be obsessed with killing cows at the start of the game, but definitely not mining copper before iron. The problem is that Mojang implements what we call progressive mechanic, which in short means that armor has fixed stats of protection and durability, which increases the player's progression in the game gets better. It does not change in any other way. It does not offer significantly unique features which will make the player choose between different types of them, and more importantly, is designed to be abandoned after a player hits this certain stage of the game. Of course, I know that golden armor saves you from piglins and leather boots saves you from falling into the snow, but will you really carry them when you got a full netherite set? Probably not. Mojang tried so hard to add a hell lot of other types of armor, completely forgetting that players will use them for less than 10 minutes each, and the only way that they can fix it is by looking at the progressive mechanic from a different perspective. If we were to completely change the direction of the current armor development in Minecraft, it will look something like this. Instead of changing your armor constantly when you get a new pickaxe, you will now have a choice of what type of armor do you truly need. Each type of armor will offer a unique buff that will give you an advantage over every other existing type. It will also give you a whole set buff, which will only be applicable when you have an identical set on, and a debuff, which will make other types of armor have an advantage. After spending hours researching and thinking, I finally came up with an idea for such system. So let's go one by one. First, and the easiest to get, is leather armor. Leather armor will give you a main buff of an increased movement speed by 15%, meaning that each piece will give you plus 3% to speed, except boots, which will give you a whole 6%. When you will wear a full set of leather armor, you will get an additional buff of plus 6% to the sprinting speed, meaning that you will be able to easily escape other players who do not have a light trap. I specifically chose increased speed since leather is one of the most vulnerable types of armor, meaning that agility would compensate for the low protection and give you advantage in escaping, trapping, and more importantly, stealing from those that cannot move fast. However, as mentioned above, leather armor would not protect you from any damage from arrows. In order to allow players that cannot get you by legs get you from the distance. Second is copper armor, which mainly have more technical buffs. While wearing copper armor, those redstone contraptions that would be within 5 block range of the player would become activated, giving copper players a unique ability to build a variety of secret contraptions like traps or hidden doors that would only work for them. The problem with copper would be gradual durability decrease, as it will become more oxidized, meaning it will be the least durable item after the gold one. Third is iron, which would give you an increased durability of all the items in your inventory. It will now finally make sense to wear it until you get your mending, which honestly takes quite a long time to get. The only negative side of iron armor is that it will reduce your movement speed, which is quite intuitive. Next is gold, and this is my favorite. While golden armor would give you a protection equivalent to the leather one and would be easily breakable, it would give you a 20% enchantment quality and cheaper repairs. Golden armor would not be the fighting armor, but rather a technical one, which combined with its current ability to protect you from piglins would encourage you to trade with them. By the way, the trade buff is not only for piglins but for villagers too. Fifth is diamond, which I mean is quite straightforward. While given the strongest protection of minus 30% against short-range weapons, diamond armor's durability would be heavily reduced by the long-range weapons like arrows from the bow or trident, and the movement speed would be heavily decreased by 12%. I decided to implement this mechanic to specifically keep the diamond armor really strong in a close fight but really weak on a long distance. This would finally make sense to combine diamond armor with the leather one simply for a faster approach. And finally, the netherite. I decided not to make the netherite most protective armor in the game, but rather add a unique touch to it. Besides the usual reduction in damage from fire and lava by 60%, netherite armor will provide protection from a one-hit attack. When the player in the full nether set would be hit with, let's say, infinite damage, the player would not die, but rather be left with only one heart. This unique mechanic would protect players from the infinite damage weapons like spear and mace, which are rising in popularity for the past 2 years. Of course, the protection will only be applicable to the damage dealt by another player, meaning that you would not be able to fall from thousands of blocks and not die, keeping netherite armor not the most powerful one. What do you think? Will such system make Minecraft armor any better? Let me know down in the comments below and I'll read all of them. Maybe you have a specific idea about armor or just want to share your thoughts directly to me. Then join my Discord server where you will be able to get the announcements about the new videos and just talk about Minecraft. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and see you soon.